Hey, good Friday evening, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California. I'm here with another sunset update. You're not going to be able to see the sunset very well. There's a lot of clouds out there. In fact, it looks like it could be raining over here towards Seal Beach and Long Beach as I look over that way. But I came here to talk to you a little bit about what's going on the long-range tuna zone. I have a little bit of information on that, and if anything happens between the time I tape this and the time I go up, I'll tag it on. I do know that the Independence is just arriving to the area. In fact, they arrived a few hours ago. They had some pretty rough seas. Now, that's one thing about being on the Independence. Those rough seas do not bother you that much at all. But it is up. The weather is up, and they were looking for yellowfin tuna as we were watching them. Several other boats just arriving. Now, they're not going to have an incredible amount of time here today, as you can tell, because you know, we have sunset nowadays around 5 o'clock in the evening, so they're only going to have a few hours to work. Tomorrow, it seems to me, will be the big day to see whether or not the Independence and the other boats, Royal Star, several other guys, find those yellowfin tuna and they get back on the bite. We do have tonight, however, and if there's any breaking news on a nighttime bluefin tuna bite, woo, that is chilly. I'll definitely let you know about that for sure. So watching the Independence and the rest of the long range guys, other guys who are on much longer trips, oh my goodness, look at my coffee cup, survived, thank God. Yeah, I got a little salt water in there, but what the heck. Let me walk up here a little ways, put it in a little safer zone as the tide is coming up. There are other guys who are on much longer trips, and of course, they're going to be running for another day or so before they get to the lower banks and start fishing that area. So there's that update. Now, I want to talk to you about what's going on here in the LA Orange County area tonight. We have a lot of guys who are going to be on board with us tomorrow on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. The wind was supposed to stop blowing around 11 o'clock tonight. Guess what? It's already stopped blowing. It's gonna be gorgeous. I mean, on our trip tomorrow on board the Island Spirit out of Ventura, we plan on running about 30 miles out to a place called Hidden Reef. We've had spectacular rock fishing out there. Big reds, a huge lingcod on our last trip. Mammoth, bocacios, Floridas. I mean, the variety and the quality of the fish has been magnificent. We're gonna go out there. That area can be susceptible to some wind. In fact, you back up about 12 hours ago and it was really windy throughout that area. Tomorrow, if it gusts to 5 knots on our trip, I'll be surprised. That is to say little or no wind at all. It should be gorgeous. Now let me tell you, dress warm. It's going to be chilly. There's no doubt about that. But in terms of the wind and the ocean surface, there may be a residual swell, but I think that'll get knocked down pretty darn fast. And the fact that the wind has stopped already up there, it just bodes well for that trip. Now, same thing here as we look out that way, Catalina Island. If it wasn't so hazy, you'd be able to see it. And at Catalina Island, there's no wind at all. And guess what? The El Patrón out of Long Beach Sport Fishing is headed out to Cat tomorrow morning. There is definite go. And they may have some spots available. You want to check with www.longbeachsportfishing.org and see if you can get on the El Patrón tomorrow. But I'm just telling you, the weather is going to be absolutely perfect for that trip. So it's going to be gorgeous. Now, back to our Island Spirit trip, 16 to 24 ounce torpedo sinkers. I really prefer 24 ounce. I think it makes all the difference in the world to have that heavier weight. It allows you, in case we're able to spread out all around the boat, because we have a pretty big load of people, it allows you to fish on the opposite side of the boat in many cases, and it just keeps you straight up and down. Remember to stay out of tangles. What's the key? What is the key? No slack line. That is the key. You do not want to have slack line. So anytime you feel slack, you start winding. And the guy next to you, if he's gone slack, tell him, hey, sir, you want to start winding on that. You shouldn't be slack. You should not have slack line. You should always feel a weight at the end of your line. If you do that, you'll stay out of these crazy tangles. And just like the last time, we'll end up with limits of fish. I just love the weather forecast. This is the reason I came down here. I just had to tell you about it. This looks not as rough as it was on the morning briefing also. But there's some combers starting to really manifest out there right now, as it appears to be moving up on a high tide. I didn't check that, so I don't know here this afternoon, or this evening I should say. But for the most part, it's a much calmer ocean, and the wind has stopped. Water temp, if you wanted me to take a guess for you, about 57 degrees is what I would say. A lot of barb perch here in the Southern California surf. All right, so we'll be watching the Independence and the rest of the long range, guys. Keeping an eye on that for you very, very closely. Anything happens, I'll tag it on to the report. I'll be up there on board the Island Spirit tomorrow, so that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to producing another great video for you all who are not going to be there, so you can kind of experience it vicariously. But more importantly, I mean, really looking forward to seeing all the great folks who are going to show up for that wonderful trip. All right, my friends, wow, just so beautiful here. Again, a little bit chilly, no question about that, but another nice and beautiful day and a lovely, lovely, lovely afternoon. All right, have a great one. This is your Sunset Report. I'm getting used to doing these now, man. I kind of like these, coming down to the beach in the afternoon for one more little synopsis for you. And again, if I hear anything from the Indy or anybody else, Ernie Montano is a passenger on board the Independence, and he's really been keeping me up to date with some great information. He said they were sliding up on the zone. A little bit of rough weather, as you could see. We'll watch it closely for you and let you know how it goes. Take care. Have a great evening. And I hope to see you in the morning. If not, I hope to see you somewhere else really, really soon.